So I'm on my way to school, and this is going to be the day I do my last lesson as far as me getting evaluated, because every year teachers get evaluated. It's a 45-minute lesson that you get evaluated on, and the principals do, and the assistant principals do a couple of walkthroughs throughout the year, and then you have your one big evaluation, and it's where they sit in the classroom and they watch you for 45 minutes and they pretty much analyze everything you say and do. So this is my last one, and for the district I work in, it's pretty cool because they, once you've been there, after I think it's the second or third year, then you just get evaluated every other year, so you don't get it every year. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, it's not really, to be quite honest, a big deal. As far as, you know, they're not going to fire you if you do something wrong. However, teachers are always on, in a sense, pins and needles. Some may say they're not, but they are. And it's always like you're worried if you're going to mess up or do something wrong, blah, blah, blah. But it should be an accurate account of just everyday life in your classroom. So, you know, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're trying and, you know, sticking to the TEKS and, you know, asking good questions and things like that, you know, you should be fine. But this is my last one, and I'm super, super excited about it because it's my last one. And however I do, you know, they have what's called proficient, which is what you should get. Then the one below that's developing, and then there's one below that. I forgot what that's called. I never got that. The one above proficient, I think, I can't remember, they changed it, but it used to be like exceeds, and of course teachers wanted exceeds, and if they didn't get exceeds, they would be really pissed off. But you know, if you get proficient, that's good. It's like what you're supposed to be doing. So like I said, it's my last one, and I'm just happy just to get it over with, and I'll be showing you the lesson and what's it all about. All right, and I'll also share my results too. Okay, talk to you later, bye. So we're back in the classroom, and it's in the morning. It's actually 6:10 right now. And so this is the day that I get my last formal evaluation for teaching a lesson. You get it every year as a teacher in Texas. Some districts will do it every other year, like the district I'm in. So this is the year that I have to be evaluated. And what they do is every year they do walkthroughs. Principals and assistant principals will do a couple of walkthroughs throughout the year. They just come in your classroom, they see what's going on, and they write, you know, type things up, and, you know, whatever you're doing, if you're doing any hands-on projects, if you're doing anything with technology, you know, they'll make note of that. And for your formal 45-minute observation, it's where they want to see a full lesson pretty much. So they want to see beginning, middle, and end. Sometimes that's always not possible. You'll get maybe the beginning, the middle, but sometimes it's hard to get to that ending. So you have to wrap it up in a sense and kind of close it in some way, even if the project's going to continue. So that's where I'm thinking that might happen a little bit for me today. I'm not sure, because I'm being evaluated on a kindergarten lesson, and I'm doing Romero Brito, who's a contemporary pop artist. He's actually from Brazil, and he currently resides in Miami, Florida. And so we kind of already talked to kindergarten a little bit about him. And so we're making these heart puzzles. My introduction is going to be talking about a little bit about Romero Brito, even though we already talked about him a little bit. And I'm going to review a little bit about him, that he's a contemporary pop artist and that he lives in Miami, Florida, and he's a millionaire, because they love hearing stuff like that. And he has contracts with Build-A-Bear and Disney, and his artwork is very much in demand. So it's a current artist who's still living, because they always want to know, is the artist still living, or did they die? They're going to get their paper, and they're going to fold it in half, 3 folds. Fold it in half, fold it again, and then fold it upwards like this. And you have your 3 folds. So when you open it up, you're going to have 8 boxes. And then on the other side, I'm gonna give them a heart tracer because Romero Brito, he loves drawing or painting hearts. And there was an interview where they asked him one time, if there's one thing you can always paint, what would it be? And he said hearts, because hearts is a symbol of love. And so since Valentine's Day is next week, I thought it would be a perfect lesson, you know? And so this is the heart tracer. So they're gonna trace it and they're gonna add the wings, and then they get to color it how they want. All right, don't forget this is kindergarten. And I am gonna have them actually outline all the lines in red, and then the wings maybe in blue, but they get to color it how they want. And then they're going to cut it up into, on the back, they're gonna cut it on these folds. So again, this is all with fine motor skills, and that's important for kindergarten, that they're practicing and using their fine motor skills. So not only are they folding paper, not only are they tracing, using a tracer and learning how to use a tracer, but they're also cutting, and they're gonna be cutting on these lines. So then they should have 8 pieces of their heart. And what they're gonna do is they get to actually play with it first and try to put it together themselves at first. And then they're putting it in an envelope that they are decorating. And they place it in the envelope, seal it up, and then they give it to someone that they love at home, like mom or dad, grandma or grandpa, an aunt and uncle, maybe brother or sister, whoever they want. And so they give it to them, and the person opens it up, and they see these pieces, and they say, what is this? And then they say, it's a puzzle, put it together. So when they put it together, and they have their beautiful puzzle already put together, then I told the kids to tell whoever they gave it to, Happy Valentine's Day, or I love you. And I just think it's a really sweet, cute lesson. I think it's great for kindergarten because look at all the skills, fine motor, they are folding paper, they are using a tracer, they are outlining, they are coloring within the lines, they are cutting, and then it's a puzzle, so they're actually making something, which I think is a great idea. So I think it's a really good lesson for kindergarten. It's my last lesson that I'm gonna get evaluated on. And however it turns out, it turns out. But then for the closing, I'm just gonna review them on Romero Brito. I'm gonna say, who's the artist that we have learned about today? And hopefully somebody will say Romero Brito. And what's one thing he loves to paint? And they're gonna say hearts. And so that's pretty much the gist of it. Well, let me show you the lesson more in detail. So you can see all the detailed work that goes into making a lesson. So here's that simple lesson, but basically you have your objective. The students will have the opportunity to what? Create a heart in the style of Romero Brito and make a puzzle from it. Then the prep, the motivation. There was a video that we watched, the example of the heart. So this is an example. It's a Romero Brito piece that I actually bought on Amazon. So this is his style. He's a pop artist. And you can see the wings around the heart. And then they make, of course, their envelopes like this. They're gonna be doing that now. If we don't have time for the envelopes, I'm saving the envelopes for last. That's something you want to take in consideration. Like if you're worried about time, what could be saved for last so that they can finish it maybe on their own. So definitely the envelopes, they can decorate that at home or at their own time. But the main thing is the art piece. So of course, here's the art piece that they're going to be doing in class. Remember, it's kindergarten. And I do have also a non-example because some kindergartners will try to do something like this. So what you want to try to do is get them out of that habit. And it's important that, you know, that they draw it and color it how they want in a sense, but they still have to follow instructions. They still have to follow directions. And so the goal is to get it to look like this and not like that. So I will be showing them this and talking about scribble scrabble coloring and trying their best to stay in the lines and do nice, neat coloring. And I show them how to do that. Right here, materials, you want to take in consideration your materials. Evaluation criteria, students will create a drawing in the style of Romero Brito. Students will fold paper in 3 steps. Students will cut, unfold, students will create puzzle. So all those different criteria for this lesson, and then different vocabulary that they might hear or be even introduced to. So, and there's of course the TEKS, Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, which ones I'm covering. I put a little check mark next to. So this is a typical lesson for admin. They just want something really simple, so I just put something simple like this into the computer. And that's basically a lesson. One typical lesson. See all the work that's involved in it? So I think that hopefully it's going to turn out okay. And like I said, it's my last one, so however I do, I do. Yay, so it is done. I finished my last 45-minute evaluation ever in my life. I will never have one again. Thank God for that. Anyway, I think it went really well. I covered all areas, the intro, the middle, the end. I had a conclusion. I had a formal ending, and and the kids were able to be successful at it. They all made their puzzle pieces. Yeah, so I think it went really well. I incorporated a little geography. I incorporated a little math, talking about shapes. We went over the elements of art. The ones that we're focusing on right now is line, color, and shape. And so we did all that. And so yeah, I mean, I think it went well, but who knows? So the next part I'll put on there is what I actually got on my observation. I'll be sharing it with you. Well, I wanted to share my results for my lesson, and I just had my post-conference with my assistant principal, and I got all accomplished, which is great. It's above proficient. Proficient is like what you should get, and then it's the one above it. So I was really happy with it. And she was very complimentary about the lesson, and yeah, she didn't really have anything negative to say or things I should improve on or anything like that. So it's my last one anyway, but it was nice to end it on a high note. All right, thought I'd share. Thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. All right, until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.